Alright, nice and early on the Saturday. So let's see where things stand. It's cool now. I want to get stuff in the ground before that actually gets warmed up today. So and once we have some of that done, then I'd like to get the second coat on there. I was thinking about doing it last night, but I didn't want to stay at home. It was all in the dark and it was still tacky, so it should be. Yeah, that feels a lot better now. So yeah, we'll just get things squirreled away. There's just some peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers. They could go in. The wheelbarrow's already set up and the plants are here, so yeah, we'll get those over to the garden and get started. Okay, little update. The peppers are in, at least the ones, well, the sweet or the bell peppers. So I tried a new variety this year. There's 6 up here and plus 1, I believe. These are all they call King of the North. It should be apparently a short season pepper. And then down here I have the 3 sweet apple peppers, and then there's 3 mini bell peppers. I'll be honest, I don't know what comes out of those. My mother bought a plant from the greenhouse last year. It was a mini bell pepper. It had these little ones on there. Now, I don't know if that's a hybrid, if that's a cross of something. If it is, the seed's not going to be true, but you're going to have some funny genetics in there. If it does well, it does well, and that's the whole point of this. I know everybody rags on heirloom seeds and you got to save them and then all that stuff, but to be honest, when you really look at what's an heirloom seed, it's a highly inbred seed adapted to a very specific climate, to a very specific purpose. And so yeah, it's heirloom is nice because you know what you're getting, but really what you should do is to start saving your own seed and generationally try to build it up. And I would say it's just like livestock, get more genetics in there. Yeah, you don't know what you're always going to get, but sometimes there comes a point where you just have to start selecting for your own stuff and make your own heirloom. And I think that's exciting too. Make your own. You know, I'm trying to plant stuff that is grown to the way I garden, to the way I plant, to this condition, to this season, to this locality. That's what the seed is. And I have some seeds that are on their 3rd generation, and yeah, I think it works nicely. So, and I can see the germination rates between the seed that you save, between what you buy, is an astronomical difference. And I was really I saw that when I was planting pumpkins and the squash especially. The seed that I saved did leaps and bounds better than anything I bought. Like especially the pumpkins. I don't know, they were just booming. But I'm gonna go to the back now. We're gonna plant tomatoes, cucumbers, pickles, and then I'll probably head on over to my folks to the greenhouse again. Because I'll be bringing back these peppers. I planted peppers for the whole family, so I'll be bringing those back, and then probably picking up more. And because those are the sweet peppers, but I also have chilies, chili grandes and long cayenas, and I've grown those for a while too, and those seemingly they do really well out here. So it's a funny story. I grew them the one year, and I think maybe the 1st or 2nd year, I gave my brother and my father, they were doing concrete work, a hot day, and I brought some with me, and I want to show, hey, look what I grew. They didn't believe me that I could grow a hot pepper. I don't know, they didn't believe that they were hot or whatever. He ate a piece of it, and he said it was just stupid hot, and that was a good one. So I will continue to plant those. I think I'm gonna probably put them in one of the raised beds, probably that one. I need to clean it out like drastically. It's kind of my herb garden in there. but I will be putting the hot peppers in there. They don't need that much space. I don't use an awful lot of them. I don't actually care too much for spice, but it's nice to have. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll get the tomatoes in the ground. And I'm still wondering on how I execute all of that, but it's looks pretty decent so far, but we'll see how it goes. Well, it's funny, I'm just wheeling the cart out and all of a sudden hey buddy, I honestly don't get it. Yeah? You're pretty calm for a wild rabbit, you know that? I'm gonna call you semi-domestic. Yeah. I don't know where he's gonna go when I start moving again, but I mean, like I had to chase this bugger out of the garden already once before, so that's actually the reason why I'm making that gate now, is because of you, old Peter. Yeah. Ah, that's a funny rabbit. I wonder, can I just? Oh, I wonder if this will actually work. Oh no, hippity hop, down the trail you go. But he's still kicking around. Oh, I hope he doesn't mess with my tomatoes. Alright, so I'm just going around checking the swarm boxes. I went to town, picked up some rope and brackets, and just coming back. And this is exciting to see. But I don't know if you can see that, but there are bees in there. Quite a few of them, and I wouldn't say that's I don't think anything actually moved in there, but there's definitely scouts around there. So that's very exciting to see. And I don't want to be that guy, but I also know that there's a bunch of hives out there. Somebody puts them in their yard there. But yeah, no, they're looking at it, and it's, yeah, again, it's hard to see, but you can see them flying in and out. So yeah, they're checking out the box and like, hey, this is a pretty neat trip. Maybe we should check in here one day. So I'm gonna keep an eye on them. I'm gonna check a few more, and we'll see where it all goes. Okay, the day is progressing, and that just got a second coat. So there's that, and yeah, I didn't show it last time, but I forgot to. I stained them last night, but they got the second coat now too. Look at that, radishes. I believe these are radishes, and I put beets in here, coming up. That's neat. So we'll see where this one goes, and then I think two coats should be enough. I might do a third later today. Might as well, and then I could maybe hang it Monday, maybe Sunday. I don't know. We'll see how tomorrow goes. But right now we're gonna plant some stuff. I got rope. We can finish off the strings there. It looks funny from back here. I don't know if it picks up, but it's just all those. It just looks like a bunch of white lines because you don't see the top wire. So yeah, we'll get some stuff planted, squirreled away. I have a few things to put in the ground, and then I'm thinking about dividing the comfrey around here. I cut one back already, so I could dig it up and then start dividing that. Cause I want to start dividing it anyways. I want to increase it greatly, and then we'll kind of see where things go. I have an old scythe that needs fixing, so that's one of the projects. And well, there's also probably putting a central brace in that in the trellis. I think that is something that should be done, and it's something that, yeah, better sooner than later. And also, you know, with that swarm hive, or swarm box, with that activity, it kind of brings spark that yeah, I probably should get at least some of these set up, so that I can actually you know, if I catch something, then I have something to put them in right away, and I don't have to then set them up. So we can start looking into different plots where we want to put these hives, and yeah, get some pallets, level it out, and go from there. Just put 2 ground cherries in. So those 2 were actually got at the nursery, and the small ones, and I have, you know, those I grew myself from the seed we had last year. I just wanted to, I don't know if it picks up, but it says, hey, Hong Kong. You don't see that often. Yeah, the shovel's a bit rough. It's not the nicest. I might try to fix it somehow, put a solid stout handle on there, but it's not bad for something I just found lying in the bush. I kid you not, I was way out in the bush there. Just found it. I saw the orange, so I've used it ever since. I'm gonna get some more rope, and I'm gonna string up some more lines. Alright, so it's quite a pleasant day. Actually, it's, well, it is cloudy. It looks like it's gonna rain. It was not in the I don't really follow the weather anymore. It never, it's always different. Either way, it's been overcast, so yeah, I've been planting. I just finished the, I don't know what you want to call it, the trellises. So we have everything put away in here now. I just watered it in, and I made a little list of what all goes in there. So the most difficult part of it was, well, I don't read or write Russian, so I'm trying to copy what was. I have to maybe try to get it translated, but yeah. So we have these are all tomatoes. They're all in there, and then see, coming up here, there's, yeah, these 2 are the tomatillos, these 2 are cucumbers, and these 2 are pickles. And what I put in the middle of here, those are all ground cherries. So the idea is that these can all grow up, and I'll probably, I would like to cut like the 2-foot bottoms off of it, so that there's nothing hanging on the ground, and then everything is up. And then since the ground cherry, they stay low, so I'm thinking like they can cover the ground on the bottom. And if they're cut back, you know, while they're growing, then at least you know, they get some more sunlight and all that stuff. There we go. But yeah, I'd still like to support the middle of this with something. I have some ideas. We'll see how that goes, because at the moment we start getting, the moment they start climbing, it's going to be a lot of weight on there. I have confidence in the wire, but there's going to be slack, so I would like to truss up the middle. I might utilize these posts. I'm thinking about maybe go from the sides here, because this I think that's the middle there. If I have to cut this back too still at some point, it was the plan. But yeah, maybe just truss up something either on the inside or outside. Inside might be easier and less invasive, less in the way. So maybe just space something in here. Little A-frame goes up, strut the middle of the A-frame with another board, and that's what the weight can sit down on. And I think so long as the middle is supported here. And yeah, I put clotheslines. These are just little stainless steel clotheslines. Put them on top of the knot, just so they don't, make sure they don't move. But if the middle is supported, I don't think, like, there's gonna be very little slack. Otherwise, and I mean, a little bit of slack is what you're gonna get, but I'm not too worried about that. So we'll see what I come up with. For now, I think I bet you it's lunch, but I mean, it's odd. Weekends I eat lunch. During the work week I don't. So yeah, but weekends I actually get hungry at midday. So we'll see where it goes. Try to plan around that, and yeah, do some cleanup right now. I still have a little more planting to do, so I guess there's still the peppers, and I have eggplants still. I might put those in with the squash, find a spot, because there's so much space there. And I don't know, like, there's some basil, and I have some soleniums. It's a nightshade. It makes these little orange berries on there. I'll have to find a spot for those. I'm thinking about putting them out more in my what I'm trying to cultivate as the orchard, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, it's progressing and stuff has been planted. It's getting warm again. Let's see. I got 3 eggplants up there. I'm gonna still get some wood stakes, and then 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of in the, not too much, it's just off the side of, the other squash, watermelon. So yeah, I'll get a wooden stake still, and then pound that in next to them so that I can support them when they get a little older. And I've been cleaning this out. This was chock full, and I had a piece. I think I had some burdock in here. I'll have to look into if you can eat those roots, because man, I pulled that. It was growing here. That root was it was massive. So there was a good amount of volume on there. I freed this one up. I'll probably keep it in here because it's a nice plant. I forget what it's called. It always escapes me, but it grows tall and gets these tall spires of flowers. I was going to take those. There's a bunch of seed on there, and we'll sprinkle it around and see what pops up from it. It's a nice plant, and it's good for you too. It's again, I don't know, name escapes me, but yeah, I'll probably put the basil in here, and then I think that's cilantro, stevia. I'm not quite sure what this is. I kept it in there, see what comes of it, but I'll probably be putting the peppers in the back there, in the free space, and go from there. It's got I'm not sure what it is, to be honest, so don't taste like nothing, so again, I'm not sure. And either thyme or lavender, so I'm not, it's just popping out over here. It's yeah, I probably see it a long time ago, 2 years ago or so. I didn't think nothing of it. That could be lavender. I don't know if a root was left, because lavender is a perennial, but I don't see how it could survive a winter, so I don't know. It'll be neat. I'll see what it turns into. But yeah, I'll get these peppers. Well, actually, I'll put some compost in here and then put the peppers in, and that really should do it for the planting, I'd say. And yeah, wrap things up there. Then you can see out here, it's I seeded wheat here, flax in the middle, and then that should be mustard. So we'll see how that turns out. Alright, so this has been worked on. Basil is in, and yeah, there's a cup in here. I don't know if I explained this before, but we have these cups at work, and they claim that they're compostable, and I'm skeptical about that. But I actually ended up planting something in them before, and the bottom was always in the soil, and then later when I had looked at it again, it had basically disintegrated. Like, it was all gone. It was all rot away. So they do break down, and yeah, I can see on the bottom of this one already, it was all soaked, and I just kind of punch a hole with it in it, and then the roots can go out. That's how I planted all my squash. I put them all in those cups, the watermelon, all that stuff. That way I don't disturb the roots. I just put the cup in the ground, and it's gonna just deteriorate. It's just paper and wax, so it just goes back. Right here I got some hot peppers, and then I still have a little bit of room here. I'm still wondering what I think this is. This looks like cilantro, so that's nice. I have celery, I think, still, and I have some lemon balm, but I don't know if I put it in there, so we'll find a spot for it. Right now I'm just gonna clean things up a bit and then reorient, see where the day goes. Remember that time I went uptown to get carriage bolts for the gate? Well, I think it's an important lesson that when you think of a project, maybe notate it. I don't know. I think I forgot that I was going to do that. Because I'm looking to make those trellises, so I want, I'm going to be strutting pieces of oak together, and I figured, to make the A-frame, I figured, oh, if only I could just, these would work so nice for that, but these are for the gate. And then, okay, I got one bolt. I'll go look for another. Maybe I got one kicking around. And then I find this bag. And what's in here? Galvanized 5-inch carriage bolts, almost. And what is this? 3-inch carriage bolts as well. I'm pretty sure. And then there's the lock washers, and there's the whole kit and everything. I think I already bought carriage bolts for that gate. I don't know when I did that. That must have been last summer already. I guess I was optimistic back then. I don't know. Either way, these things, it's, I feel a little foolish, but hey, it came in useful now. So sometimes you gotta capitalize on your own mistakes, or just remember what you got. I don't know. That one really took me by surprise. But it's a nice reward today. Alright, so the trellis is up, and as you probably saw, it's a little bit of work to put it up there. But, you know, like, I didn't work off of a blueprint. I had an idea that came in mind, and I just built it. It's part of my don't think, just build philosophy. Does it run you into trouble? Yeah, it does. But then you make mistakes and you learn from them. And honestly, like, I'm just using scrap wood, and you know, it's a different story if you're going out and buying specialty lumber and all that. But go have a plan then. If I get something wrong here, look, this is basically firewood anyways. I pull pallets for fun. That's what I do. So what do we have here? It's just two long pieces of oak. Then I bolted them together with the carriage bolt. It's a 5-inch carriage bolt, just through, so I have a pivot. That is actually the piece I'm now reusing. What I had originally intended for the other side, but that side was longer actually than that side, so just ended up using it here. And then I thought of this later, but that just holds it together so it doesn't flip apart on me. And the back legs are adjustable on your height, left and right. And then I just sunk to 4 wood screws total, but just one on each side. You got a piece of baler twine, and that just makes the legs so they can't spread further apart. You know what I think is a pretty simple solution to this. We'll see how it does. I think it's fairly sturdy. Like, I don't think that's really going anywhere. So we'll see how this does. It does take a little bit of slack off, but I think this in conjunction with so the way I tied it up here, I would like to change that. So I have a double loop now, or just, I guess, a loop that goes in on itself. But I don't know what they're called, but they're like these wing nuts. It's basically a bolt with a channel cut in, and a wing nut goes on the other end. But in that channel you would put 2 wires, and then that wing nut tightens between the bolt head and then the wing nut. And they make them for, like, if you're attaching ropes together. For, I know them for inlets in barns. You know, they're all connected on one rope, and then that's how you can adjust the length of the inlet. And you know, I've installed them in hog barns before, and all of a sudden, well, I could use that to attach from wire to wire. And with that system, if I could get some of those, then yeah, if this did go slack, because I can't really adjust the bottom anymore, but I can adjust the top, then I could just unloosen it, pull it tight again, and then close it again. So I know my father has some. They're not for this. I think they're 1/8 or so, but they make them in different sizes. So I get a sample, one of those from him, so I can find them more. At least have a sample to demonstrate from. But yeah, otherwise I think this is pretty good, and we'll see how the season progresses. It looks pretty decent now. Everything needs to get a little bit more established, but you know, I'm curious to see how this is going to unfold. Just quickly making myself some hot water, make some syrup for the hummingbirds. I forgot to put it up yet, but I got this one from my brother, Christmas gift, I think 2 years ago, and I just hang them where that bird feeder sits. And yeah, I was reminded, oh, he's right there. I don't know if you can pick him up, but you see that little dot on the hydro line? That's the hummingbird. So they always come here, and I think they're wondering what gives. There should be some sweet stuff here, but yeah, I'm gonna go get that ready. And if anybody's wondering, it's a 2-to-1 ratio to make syrup. It's just 2 cups water, 1 cup sugar. I heat it up, dissolve it all, and then I put it in the fridge, let it cool down. And this is what a lot of beekeepers do too. That's what I used to do, not anymore, but that's how you make your syrup, 2-to-1. Or if it's right at the end of the season, it's 1-to-1. But in this case, a 2-to-1 mimics nectar. That's why we do it. All right, so yeah, just getting things underway, and I'm working on the gate door. I wanted to get this done before the week starts. One, I'm getting real tired of. I need to lock that gate up, and it's with the wind as it is now, I don't want stuff getting in there, and especially now is a bit of a finicky time because of how everything's so vulnerable. I don't need rabbits in there. I had to chase them out already. So there's the gate. Almost done. I need to drill holes in there for the bar locks. Not the bar locks, the latches. So I got those here, and so all I did was just a quick run through. I just laid the mesh on top. I started from that side. I stapled it, and it's such a nice thing to have a pneumatic T50 stapler. So yeah, you can see they're just in there, and yeah, it looks excessive, but you know, this way it holds it up, and this way so it's not budging. And yeah, I like to hammer these down just a little bit. I think that's one thing I need to do. And then yeah, the bottom too, it looks excessive, but because it's an overlap, I really don't want those things sticking out. You know, the top is already good. And then yeah, it was just pulled kind of taut, so it's nice in there. And then I just put the corner braces in. So yeah, they're just zipped down with 1/2 inch screws. I'm missing one here, but we'll quickly put that in. But 2 in each ends, and then just and yeah, it sits pretty much flush. But that's you know, it doesn't have to sit flush. It's just extra support, keeps the wire a little extra tighter, and I think it looks nice. So yeah, we're gonna bring this out to the garden, and then figure out where the latches go. I'm gonna have to make a kind of like a bottom railing where it's kind of gonna be in line with, and I got an idea for that. And then yeah, we'll go from there. I would like to get this done before the week starts, and then probably afterwards I'd like to clean up some stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's lying around that shouldn't be, needs to be put away, and it's just an act of tidying. And it's because, I mean, tomorrow I don't want to work. Sunday is my rest day, and so, you know, I work like a dog the Friday and the Saturday, and then Sunday I stop, and I stop and smell the flowers. And don't get me wrong, I do that from time to time on the, you know, my 5-minute power breaks, and then go sit and watch the bees or something. Of which are doing really nice. Even the one that scraped by, they're growing. You can see there's more activity there, and they're getting stronger, and I'm optimistic. So we'll see how this all pans out, and go from there. All right, so the gate is being fit up. As it stands, look, the bottom is level. And I'm going to shim it 1.5 inches above. I want to keep like this piece on the bottom. And I will screw this to the post itself to create this flat piece. It's just a piece of oak, and yeah, I just have these. These will go in there, and that'll affix this to the post. Now it is actually level right now, but it will need to be off level. Because as you can see here, the post is not straight, and because the post is not straight, it's gonna bind here a bit. So for this to actually sit in nicely, something like that, it will have to be a little bit off level. Not much, but a little bit. Actually, I can shim that probably, but where it sits, I like where it sits right now. And then we'll have to figure out where the actual latches go, make sure that they're in line with each other, and then go from there. I think I'll screw the bottom in there because the gap down there is negligible. I'll get some 1/8 shims, so there might be an 1/8 difference between the bottom, but the reason I leave so much of a gap is if anything can One, because of the frost here, everything is going to move. So more tolerance, the better. If you go close to that, you risk everything just shifting on you. And well, this one's not too well. I had it with the other gate, so you know. But yet again, this is all attached to a single post, so it might work because it's all on the same post. So if that were to go up, this would go up, that would go up. I might be able to get away with it, but really, if anything can go through here, it can go through here. So that's why. Yeah, I don't worry about it. It'll keep the rabbits out. It'll keep what I need out. And honestly, what I could do as well is put a piece of that 1/8 plywood under there, keep it a little cleaner. And but yeah, it's not too obtrusive, and we'll see. I don't know. Looks pretty decent so far, so I think it'll turn out nice. Well, I'll be. Hey, it's Peppy. I wonder what he's up to. Sorry. Oh, he's prowling. Either way. Gate's done. Ish. For the most part. This thing has, yeah, I mean, you're working with stuff that isn't, I guess, solid in there, and maybe I made tolerances a little tighter than it ought to have been, but I think things are, it looks good. I like it. I'm happy with it. I'll say that. I'm happy with it. So here we go. Look at that. There's a gate. Hindsight being 2020, I should have a handle on here. That's easy enough to add. But look, wow, look, it even opens. It just... Not sure what that was. I haven't opened it that far yet, but... yeah, it sits in place like where it needs to. Like it couldn't be more good. I don't know how it's gonna work when the frost all comes in. Like, I bet you that's gonna mess things up, but we'll see what happens till then, because even then here it got real cheeky. So why is it so tight? Why didn't you give clearance for that? I did give clearance for that, yeah, but you see that bottom board? So what I did here was I had this little bracket. Okay, I screwed in there. It's just to keep it in place. It's nothing structural really. It's just so it doesn't move. But you see, when I screwed it into the side here, it seems that there was enough torque on there and enough bite that what I noticed was it came in just a little bit, and that post actually looks a little straighter than it was. Funny enough, I don't know where this actually sits now. No, it's still, it's not. Hey, it's not level. I know it's not level, but if it's level with the post, so that's it's good enough. And you don't see it when it's. You just take this off, and none is the wiser. Look at that. There's the gate. That'll keep the rabbits and the deer out. Your bottom hinge is crooked. Yes, it is. That's probably what the binding was, actually, now that I think of it. It's probably, like, if that wasn't so... That probably is what it was. It still works, and we'll see how nicely it goes, but... It needs to work maybe a little bit in. There's no lock on there. Oh, yeah, very observant, too. I will be putting something on there. I haven't come up with an idea yet. That's the issue. Now I've done so. It's pretty much in line with the post here, as you can see, which is good. So can have something. I can have something on there. I don't know what I'll do for now. Maybe I'll prop a brick on it, like the famous door latch. Yeah, I mean a few little things. I'll probably add a little handle on there, just because it looks nice and it's something to pull. And I need to put a little latch on here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm even thinking about maybe you could make a little hook, little something that you can just twist into. Like, it just needs to stay closed. The deer aren't gonna try to jimmy it. The rabbits aren't gonna try to pick it. You know, it's just so that the wind doesn't take it. But yeah. I think that was the big ticket item for this week. I want to get that done and get that. After you chase rabbits and chickens out of here, I'll be at the chickens. That was my fault, but their doors. It was a door week. And where were you, chief engineer? Eh? I had to figure this out myself. I guess it's just that time. I'm gonna clean up, wrap up, and then I can finally get rid of that pallet and that chicken wire, or I guess stucco wire. I'll repurpose it, maybe for the composter. But yeah, I think that's probably where I'm gonna leave things off. So thanks for watching, and take care. I don't know if it's stupid, but it works. Is it really stupid? So here's the new gate, and I don't know if I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know if he's expecting me to open it for him, but you guessed wrong, buddy.